Hello, my name is John. Welcome to Easy and Inexpensive. Today we're going to talk about sunrooms, the good, the bad, and the ugly. So I've had this sunroom for about 25 years, and I live at 9,000 feet in Colorado. There's a view. We have a couple deer in the yard eating stuff. So why would you do a sunroom? Well, it'll save you money, you can grow food in it, and it really makes winters more enjoyable. So here's where my wife does yoga. She loves the space. And here's where we garden. We also dry clothes with a clothesline and with clothes racks. Will a sunroom work for you? Well, where we live, we get about 15 days of full sunshine, 7 days of partial sunshine, and 7 days of no sunshine, or very little. So if you would check your weather for those months, mark it on your calendar, you'll know if the sunroom would work for you, or you might have to run some calculations. So I'll show you the planters. We're not growing much of anything now. That's some chard. And this is some parsley coming up because I made a major mistake. Last fall I brought in a bunch of plants from the home improvement stores. They were all 70% off, and I thought, great. And I just brought in aphids and these flies and white fluffy mold. And so one thing with the sunroom, when you grow your own vegetables, don't bring in outside plants. So for our heating bills, our average winter natural gas bill from November to March is $147 a month. Our summer bill drops to $57 a month. We dry most clothes on the clotheslines, but we do use the dryer for quick jobs, and we use it for ironing. And my wife spoils the kids with hot towels and jammies after their baths. So we're conservative minded, but we're not extreme. Talking to friends and neighbors, I'd say the average bill for this size house is $300 a month or more. So conservatively, we're saving $750 for the November to March, and probably $1,000 if you include those side months, September, October, and April, May. So I hope I'm not jumping around too much, but this is the outside of the sunroom. To give you a view of that. I'm trying to do a lot, so I want to go as fast as I can. Common problems with sunrooms. People say they're too hot in the summer. They're often too hot in the winter. And on cloudy, snowy days, they're too cold in the winter. So these issues always come down to poor design. And I often see sunrooms that people have, and the blinds are always closed, or they're filled up with junk because people can't handle these temperature extremes, so it just becomes a storage room. So the first thing is never have a roof made out of glass, or even use skylights like this picture. What happens is the winter sun is low on the horizon, so it's coming in your sunroom in the winter, which is great. But in the summer, it's on top, so it's shining right on top of this roof, and it just bakes you. Skylights are a little better, but they still lose heat fast in the winter. They gain too much heat in the summer, and they're expensive, prone to leaks, and vulnerable to hail damage. So don't do this. So in the winter, my sunroom heats to about 85 degrees, even if it's 10 degrees outside. In the summer, it'll stay about 75, even if it's 80 degrees outside, because the sun's going right on top, and so it's not coming in the sunroom at all. And it still gets cool up here to about 60 degrees at night. So orientation. You have to orient your sunroom to the south, or slightly east is what I did, because it often clouds up in the afternoon where I live, so I wanted to get the maximum sun. Never face it to the west, because in the summer that west sun is shining right in those west windows, and it'll just bake you. So you attach your sunroom to the house. So this is the downstairs sunroom, and it's attached to the house. We have a basketball court in here, but it looks like the exterior of a home. There's windows, there's doors. You don't want to have it completely open to the house. You want to be able to shut it off because of the variation the sunroom goes through from 65 to 85. You don't want that happening to your house. My house is probably more like 68 to 75 is what it varies at. I brought in some peach trees too, and they brought in scale and spider bites, but they're still they're leafing out again. And also for a sunroom, and I just did this last year, I put in a wood stove, and it's great. Because those 7 days a month, when it's too cold to be in the sunroom, it's 60 degrees or so, the stove works perfect. It's a great place to come lay on the couch and watch the snow falling. It's one of my kids' favorite places on snowy days. In fact, I had a sick child yesterday, and he just laid on that couch all day, just baking in the sun like a cat. So this sunroom's 25 years old, and things have changed. If I was to design it again, I would do it fully automated, meaning I would have a way of transferring heat from the sunroom to the north side of the house, the cold part of the house. Luckily, when I built this one, I did passive. So we're back upstairs. There's a vent that goes from the sunroom to the north side of the house. And then there was a vent here, but we have a bedroom on the north side of the house that's really cold. And so I put in a greenhouse fan in here, but it was really loud, so I built this box around it to make it quiet. Hasn't been painted yet, but this is how it looks. You run the tube through the floor joist here, or up in the rafters, or through the attic. And I'll show you where it comes out. So this is that vent coming into the north bedroom. And you can see the thermometer there, 92 degrees. And the reason it's hotter than the sunroom is because it's running through the roof area. It's under the insulation, but still it shows how hot that roof area is getting. So I'm back downstairs again. Every book you read will talk about thermal mass in a sunroom, and it does make a difference. Originally I was going to design it, I was going to put these PVC pipes up and down across the wall, upstairs and downstairs, and that would have held 400 gallons of water. I'm still going to do some pipes, but we've learned the width of this sunroom is only 8 feet, and that's barely enough. We've had a ping pong table in here and foosball table, and the kids swing on the silk, and I just don't want to lose a foot of distance. So when I would do a sunroom, I'd do 10-foot minimum. 12 would be better. Okay, so I used Grok AI to estimate building this sunroom today. Actually wider, 15 feet wide by 40 feet long, top and bottom, and it estimated 120,000, which is about right, I would think. And that's a lot of money. I do understand that. I haven't discussed self-sufficiency yet. So before Christmas this year, we had a major windstorm and the power lines got knocked down, and we were without power for 5 days. And it's nice to know that the house stayed warm, no problem at all. And we can melt snow in here. We can cook on the wood stove. So the stock market should go up, but not like this. So if you take your money out and invest in yourself, that's always a good thing. So last thing is, feel free to ask me any questions. I will put the highlights of my notes down below. I don't check my computer every day, but I will answer questions if you have a question for me. And thank you so much. Have a great day. Bye.